What's up, nerds? Welcome back to the channel. We are reviewing some reels today, specifically what we would consider each of our top threes from this year. Now, these aren't all brand new, but a lot of them are new to, if not 2023, they're new to 2024, and they're reels that we just had a pleasure fishing with. They are fantastic in our opinion, spaceman, and we decided that we would go ahead and review them using our new review system. So we've got 5 different categories. Each category gets 1 to 5 points. We total up the points at the end. We get an overall percentage, and then we share that with you. You guys let us know if you agree or disagree with these opinions in the comments below, and these are things that we are going to be loading to a website at some point in time, so you can just hop on there and search any unbiased reviews on products that you are thinking about buying, and hopefully that'll be helpful to you in the shopping future.
Now let's look at what a 1 means. A 1 is awful. It is the lowest score, and we do not do
unusable.
Yeah, we do not do decimals, so there's no 1.6. Yeah. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mm-hmm. 3 is just good. That should be like, I'm happy with this. This is a good score. It's gonna seem lower because it's not a 5, but a 3 is a good score. 5 is outstanding,
perfect,
exceptional. In the same category, compared amongst similar things, it is the best or tied for best.
Pinnacle.
The last thing I will say is we tested well over 15 or 20 reels this season. So we tested a whole bunch of stuff that was new to us or new to market, and we just picked our top 3. So you got to pick 3 casting and or spinning reels. I picked 3 casting and or spinning reels, and that is what we're rating today.
And we threw 1 bonus reel in there.
You just couldn't say no.
So you get 7. All right, so we're going to start out with the Daiwa Tatula SV TW 100. Yes, it's a ridiculously long name. This is the newest version of the Daiwa Tatula that dropped this year. They also have a 150 size, which I will be picking up very shortly, and I'll be using for my big baits.
Am I going to get one?
Nope, just me. Overall, I would recommend this to anybody and twice on Sunday. And ultimately, the only detractor to this, to me, is the price. But let's go into the different categories. So number 1, design and innovation. Innovation, not so much. I mean, there are some great things about this, but a lot of the innovation for the Tatula series comes year over year over year over year as they continue to produce new models, newer models of this. Shimano's kind of the similar way. A lot of their models, they get a little facelift, a little update.
So what do we give it?
So overall, I can't give it a 5, but design is phenomenal. Yeah. So it's like if it were just design, it could be a 5. Yes. If it were just innovation, it would be like a 4. Overall, we got to go in the middle. It's a 4 because we don't do.
Well, it wouldn't even be a 3 because you're not seeing like a drastically new, completely new type of braking system. You're not seeing like a new type of frame or like a new like metal alloy that's being used. What you're seeing is, like Jeff said, step-by-step improvements from the prior models, which are really good, which is how you get to your 4 score.
So Paul said 3, but I fought him, and now it's a 4. So you're welcome for my Daiwa fans. All right, user experience, it's Daiwa. Like, you literally can't go wrong.
The customer service is good. It's available everywhere, and it comes with everything it's supposed to come with. So this is probably the area it's easiest to get a 5 on.
5.
But it sucks to get a 3 or a 2. So getting the 5 is great. Next up is performance. This was kind of a no-brainer. I mean, this is where it really shines.
So good.
This is a 5 out of 5. Jeff put the most time into it, so I'll let him speak to it.
Yeah, so they made a lot of changes that helped with performance. Yes, they fell into the design category, but they recessed the adjustment on the side. I never wanted a Tatula. Paul had one because my big fat mitts, they always bumped the mag brake settings, and I hated that. Yeah. They've now recessed it. That was awesome. You have to make 0 adjustments to the tension knob, which is fantastic. You basically take this out of the box, you adjust the mag brake setting on the side, and you fish.
You're fishing.
It's great. Also, it's very comfortable because of this little groove they have right there. I found myself grabbing this every single time I went out on the water. Like, there was not a time that I wasn't favoring this.
Over everything else that's on the desk. And there's definitely some really high quality stuff here. And now that I've said that, the next category is going to be quality.
Did we say the score on performance?
Oh, you're going to give
it 5. Overall then, performance is a 5.
And then we just talked about quality. So this is sort of the hallmark for like Shimano and Daiwa, right? You expect the peak level of quality, and this is no exception. This is a 5 for us all day. These are tank reels. They are going to stand up. Are there somewhat more durable, reels out there? Sure, there are some.
Could I throw this on the ground right now? I won't. but I could.
But I could. But this definitely falls
Yeah.
into one of the highest levels of not only quality but also durability. So you're getting your 5 there too.
It's great. It's 5.
And then the last category is value. Now this is where
The price comes into play.
It's good, but you pay. This is like more of a. I think this is where a 4 falls in, is you get what you pay for.
They're not cheap. The Daiwa Tatula series, they do have cheaper models. They also have, a lot of them are on clearance right now. So if you want to go grab a Daiwa Tatula SV, the previous version of this, you could get that for $150 on most websites right now.
Still a deal.
So that is a killer value.
But that's not this one.
This is great. You do get a lot, a pretty big bang for your buck. It would be hard for me to explain how this would be a 5 or a 3, so we have to go to a 4 because I feel like you do get a lot for your money.
But it's a lot of money.
And you spend a lot of money. It's $220. Anytime we break that $200 mark with reels, it's tough because like
it's more than your rod. Very likely it's gonna be way more than your rod. So if you can, we just feel like this is where it falls. So this one is a 4 for us, but that gives you a score of 92% out of your total possible. So 23 out of 25. That's an insanely good score.
It's almost perfect.
When Jeff and I went back and looked at the rankings, all these matched up with how we would have ranked them in terms of like our general feel. So we were really happy with this one. This is gonna be right at the top of your score rankings. Tatula SV, new model.
Yeah, get one. You won't be mad.
Highly rated.
All right, next up, we got the Shimano Curado M.
This is another recently new-ish. So this is like a new-ish. Came out earlier,
year and a half.
within the last 12 months. Now, if you've known like the Curado lineup, you've always loved the Curado. They're rock solid. They're known for being super high quality and super high performance. What you're getting with this one is not only Hagane body, so that is a metal magnesium alloy. You're getting a metal alloy. So metal frame, fully metal frame. But what you're also getting is the MGL spool. So this is their sort of legendary spool upgrade, and you're getting this for a $200 price tag. So for $200, let's go through the ratings.
Starting with design and innovation. This is similar to how we scored the Tatula. Is that every year it gets a facelift, or every other year it gets a facelift. So the innovation isn't insane. There are a lot of things that they made huge upgrades of.
You get upgrades, which is great, but there's nothing like super revolutionary. So here you're getting the 4 again. Lots of stuff.
Great.
Nothing crazy new. So 4 is a super high score there. We're really happy with this one. Next one is user experience. Same as the Daiwa.
Amazing.
You can get it everywhere. The customer service is good. It comes living exposed to. So you get the 5. Again, not hard to get, but you definitely don't want to see a downgrade there.
It's a Shimano. And then we go to performance. It's a pleasure to fish with it.
Now I went with the 8.5 speed. Now I am using this because it's so heavy duty and you get the heavy duty gearing. This can handle a lot of fish and a lot of bait. And at that speed, with the 8.5 speed, super fast speed, yes, you can use it to jig, but I was using this for all of my big baits. So
swim baits.
My A-rig rods, swim baits, and glide baits. It gives you a lot of control, precision, but then power when you do get that big fish. Because you may need to rely on the drag. That's going to be really important. So high quality components, high quality drag, high speed. So I put this one at a 5. This is probably, again, same as Jeff. Once I got this reel, it stayed in the boat for the rest of the season.
Quality durability is a Shimano. Much like how we say it's Daiwa is a Shimano. And like, listen, I know there's like hardcore Daiwa versus Shimano fans out there.
They're both great though.
You're going to war and whatnot. We aren't. We love both.
Yeah, so, and why are you going? Why are you going to war? Because there's somebody you have to argue with that has the same opinion as you about either Daiwa or
the other side.
It's because they're both really great, and this again is absolutely no exception. Super high quality, but also very durable. It's going to last. It's going to sustain the test of time. So it gets the 5.
So
this is really familiar. We're going to hit value, and is it going to be a 5?
Nope.
No,
it's going to be a 4 because we're at that $200 mark.
But it's right there. So I think you may get a little bit more value. I think you can really make a good argument for the value, but it's really going to be hard to be a 5. You will see 1.5 later, and there is just like a general feel of like, gosh, I really am getting a super low price and getting a whole bunch for that dollar. 4 is a super good score. So overall score, you're getting that 23 out of 25. That's a 92%. So exact same score as a Daiwa. It's about as good as you can expect. That's a phenomenal score. Next up is one from Kast King, which I think would surprise a lot of people to see on this list of our kind of top 3 favorites. Now this is my top favorite. Jeff will walk you some of the
I have
things
some
that
issues.
he didn't love about it. But we're talking about the Kast King MG12. Now, this is not a cheap reel. It's a very expensive reel, but it's got a couple of really cool features. Some of those features, one is the weight. This is an insanely lightweight reel, 4.8 ounces. I know you did, but I didn't. 4.8 ounces. It's insanely light.
Yep.
It's very compact and small, which we love. And it also has a new, and it has a new braking system. It's their AMB braking system, auto magnetic braking. So the idea here is it's not a digital chip controlled, but the way that it works, it is going to mean that you're going to set it somewhere even within the relative range of possibility, and it is going to handle automatically all of the adjustments that you would normally have to make for things like wind, and et cetera, right? So very close to a chip controlled, and I will tell you, you'll see in the performance side, it does a really good job. So let's go top to bottom. We'll start with design. For me, this gets a 4. I think with a new braking system, and it is new. It's different than anything else that's out there, but it's not the only one. There's some other ones out there that do some similar things. So, and then also just getting the weight down, they're utilizing another one of their frames from a different reel. So not totally new, but definitely repurposing. So this is sort of like they're taking their BFS lineup, the Kestrel Elite, and they are modifying it so it can handle big fish. So we like that, but not totally groundbreaking. So I'm giving it the 4.
And I'll let them slide on that 4, but here's my biggest design flaw. If you have a big boy thumb and you have this thumb trigger and you press this down, I constantly am like having abrasion against this little edge right here, just because the thumb trigger section here is so skinny
and small
that my big old thumbs can't handle it. That to me, I've never experienced that with another reel that I've used, and I've used many, many reels. That bothered me. So that is a design flaw in my opinion.
Couple things that we love though. You like the attached side plate. That's a big win. We like the AMB. I really like the weight, and then you'll get to the performance, but it performs really well. So
lots of great stuff.
And if you have a normal boy thumb, not an issue whatsoever. So we give it the 4 in design and innovation. Next up is user experience. This one's a 5. Kast King does a great job with their customer service. If you have a part issue, they actually have a whole parts section, and it works really well. I have tested it. It works really well. And then they're available everywhere. These are even available on Amazon at the pricing that you would expect. So you talk about getting one of these in your hands in 2 days. That's kind of awesome.
All right, so next up is performance. And we've been talking about a lot of good things with this. So you would think it's going to be perfect. It's going to be a 5. It's not quite a 5. We're giving it a 4.
Now,
here's why.
It operates the way that it was intended. So from that perspective, I would have given it the 5. But like Jeff talked about, it's a smaller reel. So a lot of people are going to be a little bit uncomfortable because it's a little bit small. Also, it's a little bit niche. I wouldn't feel comfortable putting swim baits on this. If I got a gigantic fish, it's a metal frame, and I have had some big fish on here, but you're going to have a little bit of a softer rod. I can't recommend putting this on like a full-size jigging flipping rod. So you're not going to be wanting to do it. So what that means is it's a little bit niche. Like it's not going to work in every scenario for you, but in the scenarios that you do use it for, it's going to work really well.
All right, so next up, quality/durability. Here's the thing. With a lot of Kast King, even their like upper end stuff, you always get this sort of like plasticky feel to the reel overall. So we could not give this a perfect score.
And it's so light. It may just be a feel thing because it doesn't weigh anything.
Light and small.
Yeah, no, it's a 4.
I'm going to break you.
I'm just telling you why it's not a 5. Because we were just dusting these off. I have a lot of hours on this thing. And I've never had an issue. And I've never had anything slip. I've never had anything break. So it gets the 4. It's a guaranteed. Maybe next year it would get a 5. I'm giving it the 4. It's still very high, very quality. It's solid, but it gets 4, not the 5.
Pretty gosh dang good.
Yep.
Finally, we end up with value, and this is where we get some knocks. This reel is $249 retail price. We only do MSRPs on here, by the way, so listen, things go on sale. I get it. We're judging it off of what
how they price it.
Priced to the market, it's at $249. Pretty steep, and for what you get in terms of sort of a smaller, compact, plastic niche reel, it's too much going on to knock it down.
When you get the Curado for $200 and you kind of compare those two, or you get the Daiwa for a little bit more, so it is a 3. Now, All that being said, you're still ending up with an 80% score. So you're getting 20 out of 25. That's still a pretty high dang score. I would just say this. My overall 2 cents is if you wanted this kind of reel, you can't really find it anywhere else. There's really nothing else like it. And it performs exactly how they bill it. And so to me, it was a pleasure to fish. I had a ton of fun. I will fish this all year, but it is a little niche. So that's the butt side. So that's why you can't get the full score. So that is the overall on the Kast King MG12.
The next reel is probably going to surprise a lot of people. It surprised me, which is why it's on this list. So I got hounded. This isn't like brand new, you guys. It's not new. No. But this is a reel that a lot of people were like, hey, get this. Like, just get it and then do, like, you'll be happy.
It was a trust me scenario.
Yeah, literally a trust me, bro. You're going to like this. And I said, okay. I mean, it's not that expensive. I'll get it. And that's the Piscifun Alloy M. This reel surprised the heck out of me because I've been out on Piscifun. I was out on Kast King for a long time until they started making these new reels the last couple of years.
A lot of trust me moments.
A lot of trust me moments. A lot of like, fine, I'll give you another shot, right? We had some bad experiences with Piscifun in the past, so that's why we were totally done with them. And then people kept recommending this, so I finally picked it up, and I'm happy with it. So that's why it's on the list. Now, it's definitely not going to get a perfect score, but let's run through it. So what we have here is an aluminum frame reel that is priced at MSRP $89.99, but constantly on sale.
But right now, we just checked it, $67.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, it's appropriately designed. It's a 3.
It's a chunky reel, right? And it does have some little clunky features to it. So
there's a little bit of looseness,
shimmy, and the braking system is like okay. And I'm trying to get it dialed in. It's sensitive. You really gotta take some time, fiddle with it to get it, working exactly the way that you want to get it to work.
It's basic magnetic brakes, so there's nothing really innovative about this thing. It's fine. So we can't give it like a great score. It's a 3 out of 5. There you go. Which isn't bad. Keep that in mind. It's not bad. No. That's just like your average, right?
Piscifun Alloy M user experience. We put this at a 4. Now, things like being readily available, sure. Things like general, does it come with what it's supposed to come with? Yes. The user experience is more in like it kind of falls to the performance, but it's like you got to tinker with it to get it to work the way that you want it to work.
I never noticed this, but it says performance, and then it says power. You guys see that? Power, and then it says durability. So apparently it should score really high on all those categories.
It kind of checks out, actually.
Those are like all categories we have.
Yeah, I know. That means ours is perfect.
We got them from Piscifun.
No, we didn't.
I know.
All right, so that's getting a 4. So good, but not perfect.
Performance-wise, it did get knocked. Now, this doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy it. I fully enjoyed fishing with this thing this year. In fact, I put it on what I tried to make like a really nice budget combo. I put it on a Daiwa Tatula XT, the $99 rod.
Crazy.
So I got this for $60 when I bought it. And then the rod was $99. It was on sale, though. So overall, it was a $150 combo.
That's insane.
It was so fun to fish with. I had a great time fishing with this thing. But performance-wise, it performs like any basic bait casting reel. Like, it's just good. So it's a 3 out of 5. It didn't, like, blow my mind in terms of overall reel performance. But I was picturing like for the price, it kind of blew my mind is where I'm at. So I'm giving it a 3 out of 5, which is like a good average score for any reel to be performing. You want like,
it's good.
Any less than that, it's not usable in our opinion. So,
so then next up we get the quality and the durability. And I think this was nuts.
Wait. It says durability, so 5. We put it at a 4. It is durable. It is aluminum frame. Like, you're gonna have a tough time out there. The problem is gonna be shaky. The shimmy, the shaky, the looseness is a problem. So there's no way we're giving it a 5. But 4, I would say for any reel is pretty dang
solid.
It's gonna hold up for multiple seasons for you. You'll have a good time with it.
But this is where it takes the cake. So right here is where, and this is the proposition, right? It's the value. So you get the 5. I mean,
is that on here too? No, it's not. They didn't write value on it.
Should have been. So you're getting a 5 on the value scale. And I mean, this should be obvious. If you can get this from anywhere from $60 to $80 for a good performing all aluminum body, so you get the durability for low dollars, you're getting a big win.
That's insane.
There's nothing else out there that can really compete like on a per dollar basis for all aluminum frame. Now the loose LFS does go on sale and it gets closer, but typically those are at the $90 to $100. So this is saving you 10 to 20 bucks. That's a big deal when you're only spending $100. It's a 20% savings.
Yeah.
That's insane. So This takes the edge. This gets the 5. And that gets you to an overall score of 19 out of 25, 76%. So just below what we just reviewed. I think
that's pretty dang
when
good.
you're talking about a budget option and you're still getting that high score everywhere else, you should feel like you're getting a win. So I'm happy with that score, 76%, 19 out of 20. That's the LOM.
It was next to the most surprising reel of the year for me. The tatula like broke me. So all right.
Yeah.
So we do have some spinning reels. We didn't want to make those like the bait casting only party, even though we love bait casters.
It wasn't hard for these though to get these in.
It was
this
not.
was a no-brainer.
So number 1, we're going with the value buy, which is the Shimano nasci at $99. What you have here is not a fully aluminum or Hagane frame, unfortunately, but a Hagane gearing system that they have in there. Still overall like a very smooth spinning reel. You're going to have a really good time with this.
So let's go through the ratings. So design wise,
so overall design and innovation, I think, Shimano is definitely like up there on their Hagane frames and gearing. Again, this doesn't have the frame, it's the gearing. And that's something they were promoting a lot in the last year and a half, right? So I'll give them that. Like the Hagane stuff is really smooth. It's really nice. It's pretty dang durable. Because this doesn't have the Hagane frame, though, I'm knocking it a little bit.
Well, it's a spinning reel. They haven't like drastically changed everything, but it's very comfortable to fish with, and the overall design is very solid.
A spinning reel would have to do so much extra to get a 5.
Exactly.
But a Shimano, it gets a 4.
And it's also hard to get a 2. So it's designed really well. It gets a 4.
It's a 4. We go to user experience. It's the same as the other Shimanos and Daiwas on the list. It's
customer service, availability, etc. It's a 5.
It's great. Performance, again, it was a pleasure to fish with this thing. I had a great time. I actually went to this from my Okuma X, mostly because I needed a slightly upsized reel.
That was one thing I want to call it in user experience is the amount of different sizes that this is available in is very wide. So if you're looking for a pan fishing setup, they go way down. If you're looking for the bigger, like
3,000, 4,000
they got
size,
the big ones too. So that is part of the user experience. It's applicable almost everywhere.
So it is great. It's definitely not perfect. It's a spinning reel. So any nice spinning reel, I'm going to give a 4. So performance-wise, 4 out of 5.
Quality and durability, also 4 for the same reasons we talked about. Is it the metal frame? No, so it gets a little bit of a downgrade, but does it have like the chunkiest, most highest end, bail? No, but it's very good. It's Shimano and it is high quality. So you get the 4. Last up, we've got the value at $100. It is a very good value, but it's not an insane value. You're getting a lot of performance, but a lot of people don't want to pay for that performance on a spinning reel. So if you didn't want to go to 100, you're kind of like, eh. But if you wanted a lot for 100, you got a lot for 100. So overall, give it the 4. Very good score.
Final score overall for the reel is going to be an 84% or 21 out of 25, which for a spinning reel to get an 84% is insane because spinning reels to us are like mostly spinning reels. And I know, I see you. You're about to type this comment right now and you're like, you're wrong. Spend more on spinning reels. It makes a difference. I get it. That is 100% for somebody and it's 100% not for these average anglers because it doesn't make that much difference to us.
My favorite spinning reel,
my favorites,
was a very small step up. This is the Miravel. So the Miravel has just upgraded componentry on the nasci. Look, it's going to get, I'll tell you right now, it's so smooth. Like it's a big upgrade in smoothness and the drag performs really well and the balance is really, really nice. Now, I will say this right now. What makes it awkward is going to be the price point. So it's going to get almost the exact same scores for the exact same reasons. So design and innovation, you get the 4. I'm looking at my stuff here. User experience, you get the 5. Performance, you get the 4. Quality, you get the 4. But value, you only get a 3. This is an awkwardly priced reel to me.
Here's my short version, and you tell them how you feel. But $30 more for not that much more in terms of performance. That's why.
It's because spinning reels all perform pretty well, like Jeff said. So when you're paying $30 more, so that $30 should get you like a huge jump in what you get, and I don't think it really does. So you get the 80% score instead of the 84, 21 out of 25. It's very, very good. I love fishing it. There's a reason it's on my favorites list. The value gets it knocked a little bit though. Oh boy. Here we go. Here we go.
So
Couldn't leave it off.
We did our top 3 each. So again, quick recap on that. My top 3 this year were the Daiwa Tatula SVTW 100, the new one for 2024. Also the Piscifun Alloy M, and also the Shimano Nasci. And your top 3 were?
Mine was the Curado M, the Kast King MG12, and the Shimano Miravel.
Again, this isn't like out of every reel that exists, so I know you got some other ideas. You can put them in the comments below. We do appreciate you. If there's any reels that you haven't seen us check out on the channel, this is your chance. Let us know in the comments below. We'll hit it up with a review and we'll check it out. All right, appreciate you guys. We do have an honorable mention here, and it's honorable because there's one major flaw with this thing. Other than that, it's fantastic, and that is the Okuma X series. Now this is sort of a limited release, at least it has been all this year. I believe in 2025 this should be released more or more mass distributed.
We'll see.
We will see. Right now it is a Tackle Warehouse exclusive, which is good and bad, right? So let's go through it. So this thing comes with a lot of crazy features. One, you got the swing side plate. The side plate is carbon. That's where they cut a lot of their weight. It's aluminum frame, the rest of it. And they have this velocity casting control, which can confirm this was one of my favorite reels to skip with this year, next to the Tatula, which was the best skipping reel.
When we talked about the AMB, right? It's not a chip control, but it does a much better job because of how it's designed as managing a wider range of weights and speed and conditions like wind. This is why the MG12 didn't get a crazy high score, but this is definitely an innovation.
Similar but adjustable, right? So the AMB on the MG12, you don't do anything with. With this, you have 3 different adjustments. You saw the yellow, red, and blue tabs. There's 2 of each in there that you can adjust on or off. So you can make many minute adjustments to this and dial it in however you want.
And the crazy part, 5.6 ounces.
This is
insane.
Super light. The whole Okuma X series was designed to be super light and highly durable and amazing high performance to fish with. So I will say they didn't miss. That said, let's run through the scoring on this baby. So design and innovation. You haven't seen a 5 in design and innovation on reels for a reason, and that's because it should be really hard to get. At this point, we've seen so many iterations of bait casting and spinning reels. Getting a 5, like, does the iReel 2
I was about to
even
say,
get
the
a 5?
iReel 2 is, I think, the closest thing. It has a totally different version of something that already exists.
Crazy different.
And it just, it really did innovate on something. It just does, nothing else exists like it. This is a bunch of stuff that exists for the most part, but combined
like all
in a
in
different
one
package, which we really like. You get the 4, but not quite the 5.
So it's a 4 in most reels, I believe, and probably lures too.
Are going to be 3s and 4s.
Most things are going to be 3s and 4s. So a 4 is to us like top tier. Right? User experience on this thing, again, keeping in mind user experience includes getting it. Where is it? How widely available is this?
Customer service.
What's the customer service deal? Are parts readily available for this thing? And unfortunately, because it's a TW exclusive and we're dealing with Okuma, it's not perfect across the board. Now, their customer service has been decent.
It's good. It's fine.
At best.
It's not phenomenal. No, it's not phenomenal. It's good. It's not the best.
They're not blowing people's minds out there, right? But they're doing their job, right? Okay, cool.
They're available.
So it's a 3 out of 5. Again, keeping in mind, 3 should be considered like the average good score.
Nothing crazy.
Decent, not phenomenal. 3 out of 5.
Performance, though.
Performance-wise, is a 5, baby. This thing was awesome to fish with.
The second I got to try Jeff's, I was like, how do I get one?
And I was like, how do I get it back from Paul? Because it was tough.
It's really good. It's really good.
Phenomenal reel. Pleasure to fish with. Really great at skipping, especially if you suck at skipping, like this guy. It kind of makes skipping easy for you. Next to the Tatula, this one was also always on the boat with me the entire season.
And next up is quality, and this includes durability. It's 5. It's a very,
aluminum frame.
Very durable. It's a good chunk of metal, and it's even though it's lightweight, it is very durable. So this one got a 5.
And it's light, but it's also not as small.
Exactly.
It's like a step between the MG12 and like your standard 100, 150 size reels, which to me is good.
Because they got the weight down, but they didn't sacrifice on like having a big chunk of metal in your hand. This is where though you take a big hit. So this is the value piece at $280. That hurts the wallet big time. When you look at like the Alloy M and you're like, oh, for $60 or $70, I mean, you could literally get 3 or 4 of these.
Aluminum.
You still get the aluminum frame. Now, is it as good? It's better. Not even close. But if you're going to outfit a whole boat, I mean, yeah, you would feel very uncomfortable doing it with the X series reels.
You see somebody rocking a boat full of X series.
I need to
invite me to your mansion.
Exactly. Seriously,
I'll see you
or
for
your
Christmas.
private lake. That's why I never saw the guy.
So overall, still pretty dang good. 20 out of 25, 80%, 8 out of 10, you could call it. It is a good reel. If you have the money, I would say maybe get a tatula.
No, but not by much, only by 3 points. So it's really
Yep.
close. This is why it was a runner-up. In the baitcaster world, we had some big releases, the Curado, and we had the new Daiwa series. And then while this reel is new and it's really good, if it weren't for the price point, it would be in the top. That's what we're trying to tell you right now. And with that said, that is a wrap-up for us. Again, these were our each of our 3 favorites that we amongst many of the reels we tested this year, and this was our new rating system. Please leave us a comment below on how you feel like that's going. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. We are still in the development phase here, but we're kind of locked in. So unless it's a huge deal, you get what you get.
And let us know any reels that we missed, of course,
Yes.
and get into arguments with each other. I'm just kidding. Don't.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Be very nice. Have your own opinion. It's okay.
That's it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you on the next one, all right?
Which way do we go now? We're going up.
Yeah. Up the stairs. He just threw his expensive microphone.
Not that good.